How do you enable innovation through financial stewardship? By reframing accountability not as control, but as enablement. Every boardroom wants more innovation, faster products, smarter platforms, higher revenue, bolder bets on the future. Because true innovation is never technology alone. It requires financial creativity and operational rigor at the same time. But innovation rarely stalls because of technology alone. It stalls because of misaligned commercial structure. Hi, I'm Mirza Chughtai, and this is part 9 of the Long Arc series, Financial Stewardship of Innovation. Accountability is often cast as the villain. At first glance, it looks like constraint. Budgets, guardrails, procurement cycles, the very things innovators identify as levers that slow them down. Yet accountability, when stewarded with discipline, is the very lens that allows innovation to scale. And when driven by value realization, 3 things follow. The rate of innovation increases. The future outlook is de-risked through commercial levers. And the enterprise is positioned for platform and ecosystem advantage. Transformation often loses the momentum when return on investment is not clearly tied to innovation efforts. When financial accountability is not bridged with technology strategy. But the ones who get this right create value frameworks that tie technology and innovation directly to business outcomes. They balance perspectives between total cost of ownership and time to value. And they move their teams beyond CapEx versus OpEx debates into outcome-based prioritization. The real question is not whether ideas exist, it is whether we can sustain them, prove them, and scale them with financial rigor and transparency. Because accountability is not a constraint. It is a competitive advantage. Transformation is never carried by ideas alone. It is carried by systems that sustain them, the functions that enable them, and the stewardship that renews them. Innovation loses momentum when it becomes a contest of control. When finance is seen as the gatekeeper. When engineering and operations are treated as the cost center. When procurement is cast as the bottleneck. But when stewardship reframes these functions as multipliers, not controllers, something very different takes hold. Innovation stops being fragile. It becomes systemic. Because sparks of innovation do not thrive in isolation. They need systems that recognize their value, functions that amplify their impact, and leadership that stewards their momentum with rigor and transparency. That is why accountability practiced with discipline is not constraint. It is the architecture that sustains velocity. It is the lens through which innovation compounds. And in practice, that architecture rests on 3 disciplines. Number 1, commercial innovation. Reimagining financial leverage So every decision from on-premise to cloud, to supercloud, to AI, and soon to quantum is weighed not as expense, but as investment. Number two, shared economics, uniting finance, operations, engineering, and procurement into one economic rhythm, where signals align and decisions compound. And number three, balance the horizons, stewarding past, present, and future in tandem. So technical debt is paid down, modernization advances, and tomorrow's ecosystem bets are seeded with discipline. These disciplines reframe accountability away from control and toward stewardship. They remind us that the role of leadership is not to constrain, but to create coherence. Not just to tell, but to demonstrate ethos in action. Not to consume innovation, but to sustain it.